I can't believe we're here. I cannot believe that this is the Undercard Season 3 finale. It has been an incredible season with some crazy matchups. We saw the end of Andre's undefeated streak right here in Season 3. We got to see the rise of some great performers, some fantastic wrestlers. We got to see Brian Cage. We got to see Steel Johnson. We got to see Mike Tyson, Spawn, and Kiryu all right here in the Undercard. This is episode 14. It is the finale. It's called Lockdown. Every single match here at Lockdown will be in a steel cage. There's only one way to wrap up 2020, and that's with some steel cage matches. Every match tonight is going to be inside of that steel cage. It's going to be unforgiving. We have some rematches, some rivalries rebooted. We have some first-time face-offs, and of course, we have a groundbreaking main event. Brock Lesnar, the champion, defending for the final time against Spawn, who will be the winner of Season 3 and move on to Season 4. You're going to have to stay tuned to find out. This is going to be one hell of a show. I've never done an all steel cage match show before, so I really hope this works out. We'll see. Fingers crossed. This is the card. Tennille Dashwood versus Curtis Axel. The Arrogance, the Eagles, the Egos, and the Birds. They're all going to fly into each other and explode right here. It's Tennille Dashwood versus Curtis Axel in a steel cage to open the show. Then we've got tag team action underway as Lucha House Party will face off against Sandman and Lynn, who just had a crazy matchup last week. Then we've got the big men brawling each other. They're going to be like caged animals. Literally, Brian Cage versus Lex Luger. A matchup I never thought we would see, but we're going to see right here on the finale of the Undercard Season 3 Lockdown. Becky Lynch versus Mickie James. The rivalry that started it all must end. One woman can win. Who will it be? Then we've got student versus teacher as Amazing Red goes up against Steel Johnson. And of course, we had to do it. Andre gets his final chance at revenge against Kiryu, the guy that ended his streak inside of a steel cage for the first time. Andre versus Kiryu, that one's going to be a barn burner, I'm telling you what. And of course, we already talked about our main event. Spawn trying to win the season, but he's got to get through the beast, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, of course, has been the conqueror. He has won a championship in every promotion that he's been in, including this one. Can he hang on to the gold? We're going to find out right now. It's going to be absolutely wild. I cannot wait for this show. Buckle your seatbelts. Get your Pog champs ready. I hope we see ref bumps. I hope we see botches. I hope we see somebody dive from the top of the cage. I can't believe we're here in the finale. Yes, there will be a Season 4 premiering in 2021 at some point. We don't have a date right now, but I'm telling you, it's going to happen. This one kicks off right now as Curtis Axel goes up against Tennille Dashwood. Both of these superstars believe they are the future of the business, but only one of them can be proven right now. We've got Tennille Dashwood, the Instagram superstar, going with the suplex, but Curtis Axel slipped out, clubbed her down, hit her with the knee, taking an elbow to the face, forearms, clubbing blows. We got it all right here in the show. Fire Pro Wrestling at its best. Not going to want to miss the main event later tonight. Clothesline, drop toe hold. It's going to be back and forth. the steel cage surrounding the ring. The superstars are allowed to use that as a weapon, but one person must climb the cage and escape to win this match. Who's it gonna be? Ooh, knee to the gut, taking him down. Sidewalk, backbreaker style. Knocking down Curtis Axel. Tennille Dashwood not phased that she's facing a male competitor here. We saw a couple intergender matches in Season 2, and we saw, I think, a bit fewer here in Season 3. I was trying to focus on, like, creating a women's division, and that's what I'm going to do for Season 4. So I guess that's the first true announcement about Season 4, is that it will have an official women's division. We will be transferring the junior championship to a women's championship. That way we'll get to see the girls brawling it out for some gold, and I think that'll be a great thing in Season 4. Because it was a bit confusing having Kiryu with both the titles, and people were like, is this the main event, or is this for the junior championship? And I was like, you know what? We'll just make the junior championship for the women. It'll make more sense. And here comes Curtis Axel with a leg drop. We saw Tennille lock in that sickle hold finisher earlier while I was talking about Season 4, but this is Season 3, and this is the finale. Oh my gosh! Twisting facebuster. Goes from behind, slams her down, and now Curtis Axel seems to be turning this match in his favor, but wait, Tennille's got something to say about it. Off the ropes, woo! Sliding dropkick straight to the face. Watch your nose. Backslide, but there is no pinfall. Do they understand they need to climb the cage to win the match? I hope they do, because nobody's made an attempt yet. It's already been 7 minutes into this first match. Suplex coming, and she hits a Falcon Arrow. I thought she was going for a suplex, but I guess she changed her mind. Another dropkick, this time to the chest of Curtis Axel, taking down the prodigy of the future crossbody. No covers allowed. This is escape only. And Curtis Axel now making his first attempt. Will he climb over the top? And it looks like he will. Tennille couldn't catch him. Damn it. Curtis just got out while she was distracted and takes the victory here. Disappointing end for my good friend Tennille Dashwood. I'm still a big fan of her. Thank you to Tennille for participating in the undercard, and we have some great talent on this roster. But Season 4, this is the second announcement, technically maybe the third announcement, because I already said it's going to premiere next year, and it's going to have a women's division. The third, and I guess final announcement, is that we can't have anyone besides the winner of the main event on the show again. Like, that's how every season has been, but I need to make that known, that the winner is the only person you're going to see from the season next year. They can't return. They can't come back. It's a completely random selected roster. I was trying to figure out the way to explain that, so it made sense. And I hope I did. Also, I might have forgot what I was going to say. My brain is gone to mush. I went Christmas shopping today. It was a disaster. Thank you for the follow. And this is a tag team match inside of the steel cage as Lucha House Party goes up against Jerry Lynn and the Sandman German from Grand Metalik there, and a fireman carry by Lindsay Dorado. Lucha House Party working together here once again. They started off as a tag team, and then they split off and went into singles competition, and Jerry Lynn and Sandman had an incredible match of the night last week where they stole each other's finishers and beat the absolute shit out of each other, and now they have to work together here against Lucha House Party in the final tag team match of the season. Oh, Pele kick from Lindsay. Lindsay in the gold, Grand Metalik in the red, And Sandman got knocked down there. Sandman's got to feel at home inside of the steel cage, although I would say it's got to be difficult to stay a safe 6 feet distance inside of this steel cage. Leg drop to the back of the head as Lindsay has Jerry Lynn tied up there in the corner. Now striking back, elbow, and a drop kick. Both men doing some work here as Jerry Lynn and Sandman need to be on the same page here tonight. Roll up, but no pins. Only escapes in this one. Grand Metalik from behind again with that German. And a strike battle here in the second match. Sandman's got to stay focused. We know he's probably drunk. He probably already had a couple White Russians and maybe some eggnog with something spiked in it. As Lindsay was working on Jerry Lynn's arm, but it looks like that got separated. Neckbreaker from Sandman. Now Metalik trying to distract them.
5 minutes gone.
5 minutes gone in this match. I believe this non-title match is set for 30-minute time limit, and we saw a couple draws this season. We could see one here. It tends to be that tag team matches go the longest in the undercard, just because there's more people inside of the ring. Oh, nice spin kick there by Lindsay Dorado. Lucha House Party did start off the season as the tag team champions, but they unfortunately lost it right away and never were able to recapture the gold. But Brock Lesnar and Colt Cabana ended the season as the tag champions, and that will go down in history. Cradle pile driver! Grand Metalik just took a big finisher from Jerry Lynn, and he got up groggy. Doesn't even know where he is. This is Lockdown, ladies and gentlemen. The TNA-themed pay-per-view. That's what this is. Hurricanrana again from Grand Metalik, finally back into the match. Looks like he has regained consciousness. Both members of Lucha House Party with a submission hold there. You don't usually see that from the Lucha-style wrestlers with a tombstone. Jerry Lynn pulling out all the big moves here. It looks like Lindsay might have got stepped on as he gets thrown into the corner. Ooh, double strike. Sandman escaping. Will this count as a victory, or do both members have to escape? Keep your eye on Sandman. He's out. It's up to Lindsay and Jerry Lynn now. Only one of those people can win for their team. Cradle pile driver again. It's Jerry Lynn and Lindsay locked in the cage. Oh, face meeting steel for the first time here in the show. The first time in history
10 minutes gone.
that an all-cage match tombstone again. Drives him down right on top of his dome. Hard to quarantine when you're inside of that steel cage 20 by 20 ring as Jerry Lynn's putting in the work. Ooh, takedown. Woo! Moonsault stomp onto the back. And Jerry Lynn maybe pure instinct going for a roll-up, but pinfalls do not count here. You must escape the match shooting star press. What a move. These guys are pulling out all their big moves, trying to finish each other off. Slides between the legs, but gets caught by the pile driver again. Oh my God, and that's gotta be it. Jerry Lynn's going for the win. Can Lindsay reach him? I don't think he can recover from that pile driver. This one is all over. And Sandman just flicked him off. Wow. What a great end to that. Lindsay Dorado dropped on his head and then insulted by Sandman. Brian Cage faces off against Lex Luger, two muscle-bound freaks, meeting for the first time, I believe, in Season 3, at the finale. Brian Cage, I really have to stress the fact that I thought he could win the season. I really did. But it didn't turn out that way, and Lex Luger turned up the heat in the second half with all those big wins. And he did have some great matches here in the season, so this one, I think, actually could go either way. And we'll have to double check with referee Mike Armstrong, who's in the cage with these guys. I believe that pinfalls are actually legal in this one. When we have a referee in there, some of these matches are escape and some are pinfall inside of the ring. Because I think we need to see a clean finish in the center here. During the finale, backdrop by Brian Cage, creating some separation early. Drops down and picks him up and then drops him down again. Forearm meeting the skull of Brian Cage as Lex Luger, probably the only guy in this season that can match the strength of Brian Cage, the Machine versus the American Dream. Up against the ropes. Back body drop. Nice counter there by Lex Luger. Elbow and a stomp. Combo duck under. Wow, what a sequence there by both guys. Scoop slam, keeping it simple. Lex Luger doesn't have a very fancy moveset, but so much power is behind all of these moves, and Brian Cage is going to have to deal with all this damage somehow. And another Samoan drop. Going for a sleeper. I think submissions are legal as well. I'm being told right now that this is kind of like a singles match. Same rules, except it's inside of a steel cage. Stalling suplex. Oh my gosh. The blood was rushing to Lex Luger's head as he hits him with a power slam. Getting amped up. But here comes the Machine with a spear. Huge spear by Brian Cage. Huge spear. Trying to slow down the match. Each guy wants to pick their own pace, but I believe they're equal in speed. Elbow. Lex Luger trying to match that power. Both of these men work out every day at the gym. And we also have a training center backstage. And I think Steel Johnson's preparing for his match too. Lex Luger with a big time gut buster and a stop to follow it up. But it looked like that might have wore him out. I think Brian Cage and his youth is gonna be the X Factor. Wait a minute! Caught by the torture rack. But no, he didn't quit yet. Brian Cage survived for now. Suplex out of desperation. Both men down, breathing heavy. These are big boys. Alabama Slammer. You have to carry your own weight and the weight of another guy. Pile driver. Lex Luger on top with the cover. 1, 2, and no! Not over. Brian Cage kicks out here in the finale. Oh my gosh. The steel cage being used as a weapon again. And into the corner we go. Lex Luger taking a strike there, and now with the big reversal. But somehow Brian Cage stood up first, a little bit wobbly. Crashes into Lex Luger, getting knocked down, and Lex Luger waiting for him to get back up, but that might have been a mistake as he got caught there and thrown into the steel. Brian Cage full speed ahead with the third spear of the match. And now a sidewalk slam. Brian Cage flexing for all of the fans here. What's he looking for? Did we see the drill claw? Oh, I don't know what that was, but it looked effective. Lex Luger feeling the damage now from all these big moves. Picking Brian Cage up by the Mohawk. Wait a minute! Alabama Slammer out of nowhere. And Brian Cage got caught there. Back and forth action. Pile driver. Dropped on his head. Hopefully that Mohawk is a cushion. as he kicks out again. Brian Cage surviving all this moves, all the onslaught of the offense. Lex Luger on top again. 1, 2, and not again. Brian Cage lifting the arm, reaching for the sky. Getting that big kick out, getting caught again, no! Pile driver after pile driver after pile driver. And Lex Luger's going up top, waiting for Brian Cage to stand up, crowned him. Big time sledgehammer there from the top, and gonna knock him down again. Lex Luger representing all of America here, but somebody gotta tell him that Brian Cage is American as well. What's your gimmick? Gutbuster. The old man beating on the young man, the veteran versus the up-and-comer here. And another drop by Brian Cage. Headbutt. We're looking for something big here in the end. The crowd is roaring with excitement as Brian Cage hits him again. Both guys giving it all they got. Clutcher rack! Brian Cage could quit, and he does! He had to give up! Lex Luger wins in the finale. He gets a final victory. He gets the last laugh. Wow. Wow. Wow, oh wow. We have the rivalry that started it all. Becky Lynch versus Mickie James. Lockdown continues. You gotta pay attention to what's happening, because sometimes the action is so fast and it can turn around so quick. We've seen all it takes is one move, one quick roll-up, and referee Mike Armstrong is in the ring, so I believe that pinfalls and submissions are legal in this one as well. As Becky Lynch and Mickie James want to find out once and for all who is the top female superstar of Season 3. Suplex starting off the match. Mickie James wearing that jean gimmick, wearing the denim. Hardcore Country versus the man. Becky Lynch believes that she is the face of the women's division today in wrestling. But Mickie James stands out and says, "Wait a minute, kid." Wait a minute. He's a legend. Definitely in the making here as she gets slapped in the face and takes a drop kick too. Trying to strike back. Becky Lynch playing a little bit of footsies, elbow. But Mickie James getting back up quick. We know they're so even, and here comes the strikes. Ooh. Nice little grappling. Strike battle. Elbows, fists. Mickie James gets to the edge as she goes off the ropes and just kicks Becky Lynch right in the side. Aiming for those ribs. I mean, when you're up against a competitor that's so dang good, you have to just stay on top of them constantly. You want that momentum on your side, but you don't want to tire yourself out either. It's a tricky balance here in the wrestling world. You can become exhausted easily, and there's a Saito suplex, first one of the match. That's what Becky Lynch is kind of known for, that explosiveness with those multiple suplexes. Of course, that exploder style T-bone that she calls the Bexploder being her signature, and a nice combo of kicks there. Usually it's Mickie with the kicks, but now it's Becky with the kicks. Taking a page out of each other's books. Over the shoulder onto the knee, and there goes the leg of Becky, the man, trying to find her way to a big finale victory that would cement her place in history. Stunner! She's down. Here comes the first fall, but Becky, unfortunately, couldn't hold the shoulders down there for more than a second. Mickie James slipped out quickly into the corner with the knee. From behind, gets caught by an elbow. And now Mickie is following her into the corner, but gets slapped right across the face. Backdrop. Becky Lynch breathing a little bit. The time machine is working. We have an interdimensional portal, and anything and anyone. Anything can happen, and anyone can show up in Season 4. And when I mean anyone, I literally mean anyone. It doesn't have to be a wrestler. It can be a comic book character. It can be a superhero. It could be a movie villain. It could be Jake Paul. Who knows? It could be anyone. I mean, the roster is selected randomly. That's how we decide who's going to be in these seasons. And I'll be doing a random roster selection later tonight after the Video Game Awards. After Last of Us 2 wins Game of the Year. Even though nobody's voting for it. Elbow drop by Mickie James. Huge move that can turn this around for her. And a kick to the med section, but Becky Lynch keeps slapping her in the face, almost like a sign of disrespect. You would think they would, have a little bit of admiration for each other, because they faced off in the first couple episodes of the season. They were really equal and even, and I guess maybe they don't really like each other that much. Mick kick to the back of the head. Becky Lynch gets taken down, but he missed the second one. Stunner! She stunned her. And Mickie James not going for a cover. She wants to beat... Becky Lynch was going for a cover, and wait a minute! Wait a minute! Mickie James escaping the cage! What the hell? Oh! I think both of them made a slight mistake there at the end, and Mickie James just took advantage of the confusion and escaped the cage quickly. Boy, she climbed pretty fast. No pinfall, no submission. She decided, hey, it's a steel cage and I can climb it. Mickie James gets the last word in the rivalry. Kind of not the way I thought that was going to go. It looks like everybody on the right side of the screen is winning. Will that stay the trend as student meets teacher here in the fifth match of the finale? Amazing Red started off as our junior champion and is going up against Steel Johnson, who is our backstage trainer. Steel Johnson was giving Amazing Red tips for the whole season on how to be a better wrestler, and then Steel Johnson had the opportunity to prove his value to this company and drop the ball in a main event title match. It was kind of embarrassing. He got punched out by Mike Tyson. It was a little bit wild. So we'll see. I think Amazing Red has what it takes to beat the bigger man here. Sergeant in the Army, Steel Johnson. He runs a boot camp here backstage. He's part of the canon here in the undercard. Now he's in front of the cameras. And I don't know. I mean, he had some, I guess, good matches, but he hasn't been as impressive as you would expect a coach to be. You know what I mean? Like, this is supposed to be the expert. But I think this kid can teach him a thing or two. You know what they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but I think Amazing Red is going to teach Steel Johnson something right here about wrestling as he locks in that single leg lock in the corner with the kick. Amazing Red now in trouble. Whoa! Did Steel Johnson teach him that? That was impressive. Getting slapped right in the face. Snapmare now. Steel Johnson going to work. Knocks him down. Wearing down the lower section. You want to cut off that speed, which obviously is Amazing Red's best stat. What he's known for, being really quick with those dangerous aerial maneuvers, and now this torturous headlock. Steel Johnson in control in the center with the elbow and the drop kick, taking him down. This young kid is going to school right here. Takedown again. I mean, that's basic wrestling 101. Headlocks and elbows. You don't have to be fancy to be successful. And referee Mike Armstrong watching closely. On the shoulders, onto the knee. Amazing Red taking a lot of damage there. But wait a minute. He's got some fight left in him. Up top. Back elbow. He hits it. But it's not going to be enough to take down Steel Johnson. Slap to the chest. Woo! Oh, and a little disarmer. Shout out to Becky Lynch there. Maybe he's saying, hey, I taught Becky Lynch how to wrestle. I guess Steel Johnson wasn't watching the last match where she lost, though. Wait a minute. No way. Oh! He wasn't strong enough to pick him up. Body splash. Amazing Red going for something, and he hits it. Pile driver. That's Steel Johnson's finisher, isn't it? Did he just steal his finisher? Swanton and an elbow. Oh, boy. Just crashed right into the steel cage. That steel can cut you open very easily. Got a lot of sharp corners. Like a cheese grater against your skin. Oh my gosh, another one of those exploder suplexes by Amazing Red. Can't believe he has the strength to do that. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. In a stranglehold. Is the referee even checking on him? What's the referee doing? Nice arm drag. Big elbow again. But Steel Johnson stood right back up and said, I'm not selling for you, kid. He could escape the cage right now if he wanted to. But I think he wants to teach Amazing Red a lesson, driving the fist into the face. Oh my God, what the hell was that? Holy poop. Oh. Merry Christmas. I got you a splash. Off the ropes. Manhattan drop. Stolen finisher! The sunset flip powerbomb, but wait a minute. Amazing Red somehow survived that. Kicked him in the face. Bulldog. Both guys down. Both guys used each other's finishers, I think. This one's turning out to be a good match. Scoop slam. He was thinking about climbing the cage, but changed his mind. Went back to the submission game. Just trying to inflict as much pain as he can against Amazing Red here in the finale, and I don't know if that's the right strategy. I think you got to climb out when you can. Uh-oh. And now Amazing Red is so quick! God dang it! Still can't catch him! No! He's so damn fast! And the speed is what matters when it comes to ascending the cage to escape the ring. A victory for Amazing Red. First person on the left side of the screen to win. Good job, blue team. There's no teams here. Next up we have Andre the Giant versus Kazuma Kiryu from the Yakuza series. Andre, for anyone that hasn't been watching the show, doesn't know what the hell is going on and thinks I've completely lost my mind, Andre the Giant was the winner of Season 1. He was the winner of Season 2. He won back-to-back. And he was undefeated for both of those seasons. He never once lost. And Kiryu was the first guy that beat Andre. He punched him right in the face with the might of the dragon and knocked him out enough to pick up a 3 count. And now they face each other here at Lockdown. This one is gonna be one hell of a story to tell your grandkids. You can say, I remember the day I saw Andre and Kiryu in the finale of Season 3. And Andre just stepping on Kiryu, squishing him like a bug. I believe this is Andre's first ever cage match. We'll see how he does. Oh, jeez. The giant hands just slapping you against the chest like a frying pan. Everything Andre does has so much power behind it. This is pound for pound the largest man ever to be inside of a wrestling ring. But Andre getting slapped down there. Kiryu doesn't really care. He has a lot of power behind those strikes. Of course, he is the Dragon of Dojima. He's got that rush style. He's got that dragon strength. He's the best street fighter in all of Japan, according to the Yakuza series. Ooh, and another slap to the face. I think Andre busted himself open with all these headbutts. And Kiryu has to do something here because I think he's in trouble. Wait a minute. Striking back at Andre. Takes him down with the knee. Andre definitely is bleeding open. I don't know how that happened exactly. But I think Kiryu has to take advantage of it. If you see this giant bleeding, you gotta focus. Strike him at the heart. Drive the stake into the chest of this beast. Find a way to beat the unbeatable. This is David versus Goliath. What a scoop slam by Andre the Giant, winner of Season 1 and 2. Unfortunately, won't be winning Season 3, and I think he's pissed off by that fact, and he's proving it right here. Big elbow, Kiryu might be done in a squash match. No. This has been 99% Andre. Wait a minute, big uppercut. Kiryu trying to find a way to sidestep those giant arms that are swinging at him. Uh-oh, bear hug, squeezing the ribs of Kiryu. Referee there to make sure he's still alive. Check his pulse, ref. Kiryu in the most amount of trouble he's been in, I think, in history. Sliding dropkick. The blood pouring down the face of the giant. Backbreaker. Andre is pissed off. But if he's doing all these moves, he's got to be worn down. He doesn't have a lot of endurance. He's not exactly an Olympic sprinter here. And the headbutt rush by Kiryu, finally striking back, trying to take down Andre. Gets a dropkick there. Not sure what he was going for, but it didn't pay off. Andre doesn't seem like he cares about climbing at all. He wants to beat Kiryu straight up in the center of the ring. Oh my gosh, and I think he might do it right here. Referee went for a 3, but Kiryu said, I'm not dead yet. I had to go to prison. I'm used to being inside of a prison. I'm used to being surrounded by walls here. Steel cage match. Lockdown. Just punching Andre in the face, and it didn't phase the giant for a second. Drop kick to the knee. Taking him down. Kiryu trying to finish him off somehow. Gotta pull off some sort of magic trick here. some sort of Christmas miracle. 40 minutes into the stream, and it's still going. 10 minutes into the match as Kiryu drives the knees into the back of the head. Andre back up, breathing heavy, bleeding from the face. Kiryu seeing stars, taking all the damage in this one. And it looks like it's so one-sided. But we can't count out Kiryu! Tombstone! Oh no! Oh no! The death of the dragon! Holy crap, dude. Andre was so mad. But that is goodbye to the giant. Fortunately for all of us, we don't have to deal with this anymore. Because he's not in the finale. How the hell did Kiryu beat him the first time? That was so one-sided, dude. We have the main event of Season 3. Spawn versus Brock Lesnar. Undercard Heavyweight Championship on the line. The winner of this match goes on to Season 4 and will be the first member of the roster, obviously. The loser will go home crying like a baby. And we'll probably try to say that it was rigged or something. Can Spawn do it for Wanda? Or will Brock Lesnar do it for Sable? We're going to find out right now. Main event! Oh no, starting the match with a Kimura lock immediately. Brock Lesnar locked in his submission move, and Spawn with his cape just pushes him off. Spawn is a big boy, but can Spawn's demonic strength match the strength of a former UFC heavyweight champion, a former WWE champion, a former undisputed champion, a former double NCAA world champion? Brock Lesnar has been a champion in everywhere, even here. He just wins. That's what he does for a living. But Spawn can't be counted out because he's doing something right now. He had him in an armbar there. From the pages of a comic book, getting caught by the Kimura. Not used to this submission style of wrestling. Brock Lesnar very comfortable inside of a cage. Punching Spawn right in the face, but Spawn knocking him back down. Working on the shoulder. Guns and chains are not allowed, but the steel cage can be used as a weapon. I think Spawn will take some advantage of that. F5! Wait a minute! It could be over already! 3 minutes! No way! No way! Oh my god! Oh my god! What just happened? What the fuck did I just see? I am shook. I'm stunned. The whole world just got put on notice. This match went 3 minutes inside of a steel cage. Brock Lesnar, all it took was one single F5. Spawn didn't even know what hit him. That was like watching a nature documentary or something of a lion taking down a zebra. That was like watching a tornado wreck through Kansas or Oklahoma. That was the most devastating F5, I think, in undercard history, and I don't even know what else to say. Holy shit. Alright. that match didn't get a very good evaluation because it was so damn short. 3 minutes! Is that a record for our fastest match? I think it's close, because I think before that it might have been like a 4-minute squash match. But squash matches in Fire Pro are actually really rare, so that match will go down in history for one reason or the other. And we've seen Brock Lesnar do that before against other wrestlers, because everything here is canon. So that was Season 3. Thank you all for watching. Brock Lesnar wins. He will get a number 1 contendership match in the first episode of Season 4, which will premiere sometime during 2021. Because I like to take a big break between seasons here, because I know wrestling and this type of stream isn't for everybody, and it does put a lot of pressure on my voice, and I actually put a lot into these streams behind the scenes that you guys don't see, that I showed a little bit of this season. I kind of pulled back the curtain just a little bit and showed you all the management stuff and the booking stuff and all that. But so the roster for Season 4 is randomly selected. We will have a women's division officially, so that will be separate. And I think we'll have a tag team division separately as well, so that they don't wrestle in singles competition and they only wrestle in tag teams, so we don't have like double champions. Because Season 3 we had Kiryu and Brock Lesnar, who were both double champions at one point, and I don't really think we need that. I think I would like to have, like, this is my heavyweight champion, these are my tag champions, and this is my women's champion, and then that's the point of the show, is that we go week after week defending and selecting who's gonna be the next contender, and we will keep the ranking system with the victories. Wins are still gonna be worth 1 point, title defenses still worth 1 point, and I might, spice it up and put in some different types of matches, because I think this kind of worked out for all cage match type thing. I'd like to do some triple threat stuff. I definitely want to try to do like an Extreme Rules match with weapons and stuff, because we don't really get to see that here in the Fire card, or the Undercard here in Fire Pro, because there's all types of different matches that are hard to do in Fire Promoter, but I would like to do them at some point during Season 4. So, if you're interested in the roster and who's gonna be selected randomly, follow me on Twitter, because I will tweet the roster live as the picks are made tonight after the Game Awards. I won't be streaming the roster draft. I'll just be live tweeting it, because I don't know how exciting it'll be to watch me press random select 31 times in a row. But that's the show. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next year.